Yeah, all good morning. This is Raj here. Welcome to ShareTreck. And before we pull up the charts, let's look at what is driving the volatility this morning. Today's market theme is a sudden sharp credit scare. This isn't macro data, it's very real, very specific loan fraud news that's hitting the regional banks. Shares of Xeon's Bank Corp and Western Alliance are both plunging pre-market. Xeon specifically disclosed a $50 million charge-off related to loans tied to distressed commercial mortgages. Western Alliance confirmed their exposure to the same troubled borrowers. This news, combined with the ongoing fallout from the First Brand's bankruptcy, has investors running for safety. And we are seeing it in the bond market. The benchmark 10-year Treasury yield is now falling sharply below the key psychological 4% level, hitting its lowest point in months. At least that's what most of the experts are saying. That flight to safety is signaling growing fear about credit stresses and the near-term economic outlook. But here's a crucial piece of news for your calendars. The delayed September CPI inflation report is confirmed. The new official release date is Friday, October 24th, and the government is making a special exception to get that data out, primarily to meet the deadline for the Social Security COLA announcement. Mark the 24th. That's when we finally get our inflation clarity. Will it be able to rescue the markets? Will the markets still stay low till that time? Well, that's the big question. A couple of big global stories to wrap up our news brief today. The first one is in Europe. BBVA's massive hostile takeover bid for rival Sabadell has officially failed. Interestingly, BBVA stock is up. The market is relieved that the potential deal is dead. And Chinese EV giant BYD is issuing its largest recall ever. Over 115,000 vehicles are affected due to a manufacturing defect involving improperly installed battery seals, something to watch for in the global EV space. And remember, as investors, we have to also look at the news spin that comes in. Tesla has done a whole lot of recalls, but nobody's raised questions about the quality. But the spin right now is that this recall of 115,000 vehicles raises questions about quality. But I would put a counter argument. The fact that they had the moral courage to withdraw 115,000 vehicles to fix a seal defect in the battery indicates that they have their eyes on the quality. So I would say that we have to let go of our biases and try to look objectively at what is unfolding. And I don't think BYD is a bad case either. So I would like to hear from you guys what you think. And this is the backdrop against which we are going to do our technical analysis for our AI stocks and genomic stocks. And I believe, and I'm working on a separate video on this, I believe that credit market weakness is going to have an impact on biotech companies, which are nascent, and they are likely to be available at much of a discount. So if one was to pick and choose carefully and look at strong startup bios, there is a lot of money to be made in the long run. So the headline is clear. Credit risk is king today. We'll see if the major indices can shrug off this banking fear. So now let's switch over to the charts. Meanwhile, I'm looking at the chat section out here. BYD may be a good opportunity soon. That's what Hot Dog says. Yes, I agree with you, Hot Dog. I think we have to ignore the spin and we have to look at the fact that they actually had the moral courage to do the recall and also to put money out there to fix all these cars. It's going to cost them money. That's a good thing. Okay, now that said, let's go on and have a look at our charts. I'm starting off with S&P 500. I'm clearing up this chart, so I'm going to remove this target that we had earlier. I'm going to remove it. It's no longer relevant in my opinion. Now, we have some special lines out here, and this is going to draw this out a little bit. And you can see that we pierced through this diagonal line of support, which was coming from a long period of time. And in pre-market session, we are back up again. So for today, the support is going to be 6,627. Right now, we are at 6,640, down 0.43% from the previous close. So that's where we are. So this is the candle for today. And our resistance for today is going to be 6,669.25. We hit the resistance and we came back again. So basically, we opened the morning up here. And then we went up, we got pushed down, we came down, and then we went back up again. So this is where we are. So this is the entire range of operation possible for today. So we could even retest our support at 6,576.75 before the day ends. So that's the lay of the land. Market is absolutely pessimistic. The sentiment is totally pessimistic. MACD is very bearish. Momentum has dropped below average. So not looking good at this point of time. NASDAQ is down 0.47%. Market sentiment is bearish. MACD is super bearish. Momentum is just above average. And then we have this diagonal line of support, which was pierced. So basically, we opened the morning up here at 24,810.75 for NASDAQ futures. We went up a little bit, all the way up to 24,862, got pushed down, and then we resurfaced back up again to end up above this diagonal line of support. So in theory, we could end up having a support today at 24,433 and the resistance today at 24,868, and potentially an interim support that could see us tagging 24,644.25. So if we are lucky, we'll stay above that, or else we're going to come down. And I've given you the ranges out here. Now let's look at dollar index, which is up 0.04%. And it's kind of a reverse head and shoulder pattern, in my opinion. So I would expect this to spike up, but we are seeing the 3 crores pattern, which is a bearish pattern out here. I don't know what to make of this, but we'll watch more candles. When we don't know what to do with the pattern, we watch for more candles to see a familiar pattern come up so that we can make a prediction. Wix opened up much higher today, crept up and then came back down. And right now it is below yesterday's by 4.31%. So that's a good thing for the market. But the fact remains that we are above 20% we are above 20 on the Wix. So 20 is kind of a benchmark for me. Below 20, I think we are in a much more comfortable situation where upward trends can be supported, but above 20 is more volatile. And gold has given up a little bit of the gains. It's gone down by 0.61%. I think this could be profit taking because the last pattern told us that we should touch 4,328.73. We crossed that and we came back down again. So that could be a bit of consolidation out here because we have touched the RSI limit. Yesterday I had mentioned that once we touch the RSI, we could have some consolidation. I'm just seeing the consolidations there, and the geopolitical situation and the political situation in the United States, all of those things put together doesn't make sense for gold to drop. So I don't expect gold to drop. And even if it did, it will have a support for today somewhere around 4047. So it's going to firmly stay above 4,000. Gold makes those kind of bold moves and then consolidates, stays in that range for a long period of time. So I don't think we have come to the ultimate consolidation yet. I'd like to hear your opinions. And Hot Dog is saying all BYD may be a good buying opportunities, but all Chinese tech stocks may be. Yeah, I think so. That could be a change. Flight out of the US. Now, there is another very interesting commentary I heard from Mohammed El Aran. He was asked why gold is also going up and the stock market is also going up. So what he said is that people like US stocks, but they don't like dollars, so they are hedging. And that's why gold is going up. And that kind of makes sense to me. And there is no need to drop the hedge as yet. I think the dollar is in as much muck as it can be. So that's what I'm thinking out here with all the trades getting fragmented into different currencies. The demand for dollar is going down. That's my opinion. Canadian 5-year bonds have firming up again. I believe that we may get a rate cut on 29th of October for Canada, but we have to look at other data elements coming in. So I think some economic data in Canada might be coming up, and that could be giving a little bit of a pause that the central bank may probably not do the cuts. I'll have to check it out. But right now, I still think the rates are in a pretty good range for the Canadian real estate market to have a little bit of a recovery. Now let's go on. And before we go, let's look at the 10-year bond. This is the talk of the town. At this point of time, they are saying the 10-year bond has fallen below the 4% mark. We are at 3.997. and we are just touched 4 as we speak. So we'll see what happens out here. But it seems to be in a bear channel. Now let me take a parallel channel, which is our favorite tool these days. And I'm going to track. So if we draw this parallel channel, I think that we have one touch point here. Yeah, I think I would like to draw this kind of a parallel channel. We went out momentarily and we came back in again. I'll polish this off and I'll finish this up properly after our live stream session. I want to get some kind of a parallel channel out here to see how we can match and what it would take for us to break out of this downturn in the 10-year bond. And if we broke out from that, then that would indicate a trend change. Now let's go on and have a look at the indicators themselves. We look at S&P 500. It's in the parallel channel. And I think for today, the resistance is 6,663.70. Support is going to be 6,566. And the ultimate resistance for today, if we were to go above the median, is going to be 6,756.58. Next, let's look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ is, let us see where it is today. Yeah, so NASDAQ has the opportunity to break out of a resistance of 24,747.14. If it doesn't do that, then I think the support for it is going to be 24,154.29. So that's what we have for NASDAQ. QQQ will give us an idea of what's happening in the market. It indicates a negative open. It's down 0.20% in pre-market session, which means that our diagonal line, the center line of this parallel channel, which happens to be 600.81, is going to be our resistance for today. We are right now at 598.86, and the support for today is most likely going to be 595.20. So that's my opinion for QQQ. Now let's move on to AI. In AI, we can see NVDA down 0.76%. For NVIDIA, I want to go to the weekly chart. And in the weekly chart, we can see that we are still below this horizontal line of resistance of 183.85. And we have this topping tail out here in the weekly chart, which has not been taken out. So I would say if we look at a weekly perspective, we are in a bearish context as far as NVIDIA is concerned, and we have to see if it can break above this topping tail. And if it does that, then we'll be back into a bullish context. So right now, I think NVIDIA is in a bearish context. Now, if we look at Meta, let me go back into the daily chart and recalibrate. So when I look at Meta out here, I'm seeing a whole lot of consolidation, but I still believe that we are moving towards 652.54. Pre-market, we are down 0.41. And if you look at Google, we have a topping tail out here, and this topping tail is a bearish indication. Pre-market, we are down 0.07%. And for today, the support is going to be 248.01. If we break down below this, then the support is likely to be 242.35. And if we break down below this, then you know the drill. So what we have to watch today is whether we are going to be able to bounce off this support. The support has been confirmed despite the fact that we have a topping tail. This diagonal line of support has been confirmed, so we need to bounce off this. That's what we are looking for. Amazon is down 0.48% in pre-market trades. I still believe we are tracking for 207.16. Apple is down 0.06% in pre-market trades. Our resistance today is going to be 250.01. I'm going to mark this red. And we look at Microsoft. Microsoft is down 0.31% in pre-market trades. And for us, the resistance today is going to be 514.82. And I'm going to remove this target line. We don't need this. I'm going to remove this diagonal line of resistance. And I'm also going to remove this. All of those are not relevant for us. What I think is relevant for us is the possibility of a reverse head and shoulder. So I wouldn't rule that out. But the fact that we're already down here and consolidating is what gives me the pause. So we'll watch a few more candles and see what happens for Microsoft. Tesla is down 0.52%. It's already confirmed above this parallel channel. So I'm looking for more consolidation out here. And if the consolidation doesn't happen, then we will have support at 410.74. So if Tesla falls, I think it could be a bit dramatic because market sentiment is bearish, MACD is bearish, and momentum has dropped. And the gap from where we are to where we could fall, the support is increasing. So that could be a dramatic fall if it happens. Oracle is down 2.23%, and we still have the diagonal line of support, which is at 287. And we also have a support, minor line of support at 299.08. Right now we are at 306.16, down 2.19%. AMD is also down 0.41%. It is still below this horizontal line of resistance of 236.93, which will perform the role of a resistance today. Right now we are at 233.70, down 0.37. SMCI is down 1 full percentage points. And we were looking this as a bullish pennant. I continue to look at it as a bullish pennant. And we'll see what happens today. We have a support, in my opinion, at around 52.80. So if we break below the support, then I will say all bets are off. Broadcom is down 0.55%. It still has support at 233.41. Palantir is down 0.47%. It's kind of consolidating out here. And I think for today, it should get minor line of support at 175.47. Right now, we're at 177.25. Next, SMH is down 0.61. I still hold that SMH is very important for the overall indices. And where SMH goes, the index will go, because 30% of the index is being pulled up by semiconductors. And there's a lot of circular dealing and potential for new news of some other data center coming up and more investment. So I'm following SMH very carefully. And right now, it doesn't seem bearish to me. So we'll continue to watch what is happening in this sector. Until this goes bearish, I would say that turnaround in the market cannot be ruled out. Tempus AI is down 0.57%. It is at 90.50, and it's still above 90.18. So 90.18 will continue to be a support for today. If we break down from that, then I think we'll have support at 90.47. And then let's go on to have a look at Genomics. In Genomics, I'm looking at Prime. Prime is down 1.55%. It has fallen down below the bull flag. And then I think all bets are off now. So I'm going to take out this target that we had out here. The target is no longer relevant. We have very strong headwinds out here. Our resistance for today is going to be 5.81. Right now we're at 5.71. If we break this resistance, then the next resistance is going to be at 5.97. A very tall order indeed. Market is still having a bullish sentiment, but the bullish sentiment has been waning and moving towards neutral. MACD is already full-blooded bearishness, and we are having momentum dropping as well and approaching the average mark. So not very happy about Prime, and I'm going to remove this target as well. And this target is not going to be met, in my opinion. Now let's look at Intelia. Intelia is down 3.37% in pre-market trade. I wouldn't write off Intelia as yet. I would like to see more consolidation happening out here. And we'll take it from there. Caribou Biosciences has got no trades pre-market. Beam Therapeutics is down 0.35% in pre-market trades. So Beam Therapeutics, I think, is not giving us much of a clue out here. I'd like to see a few more candles develop. And I think for today, I would say we have support at 25.44. Autoimmune is down 0.26%. The big test will be whether it can stay above this diagonal line of support, which has been steadily increasing over the days. And for today, it's going to be 3.81. Right now, we are at 3.88. Editas is down 1.01% in pre-market trades. It has a huge topping tail out here, which is still dominant. And we have the next topping tail also out here. So I think Editas is starting to look bearish for me. Illumina is down 1.02% in pre-market trades. It's going to get a support today at 93.71. So I'm going to mark this green. And then we have CRISPR Therapeutics, which is down 1.43%. It will get a lot of support at somewhere around 65.29. And it could also get a little bit of a support on the gap on this point out here. Right now, it's on a very good support. And the next support, if you want an intraday support, is going to be 66.17. This is a minor line of support. The ultimate support for today is going to be 65.29. Allogene is down 1.57% in pre-market trades. Grail is another big one. Grail is up 5.72. So it's gone above yesterday's candle. If that had not happened, I would have considered this to be a weak topping tail, but that's already been superseded. So Grail is looking very bullish this morning. I'd like to find what is happening in there. And let's look at PSEV. PSEV has a topping tail from yesterday, but it's trying to recover the topping tail. If it does not manage to go and close above 1.84 today, then I would say that the topping tail is still in effect. Today, it's up 2.27% at 1.80. ARCG is down 1.03% in pre-market trades. I want to watch a few more candles out here before taking any call on this. If you look at Vertex, Vertex is up 0.58% in pre-market trades. Resistance, as always, is 413.84. Ginkgo Bioworks is down 1.32%. And for today, the support is going to be 14.87. Right now, we are at 14.92. Then we look at Precision. Precision is down 0.86% in pre-market trades. And we have resistance for Precision at 3.66. Eli Lilly is down 4.09%. It's still within this regression channel. And I think for today, the support is going to be 812.19. Next, I want to look at Ultragenics, which is RARE. I still have the target of 35.13 for it. It's a cup and handle target. But pre-market, it has dropped. 33.55 is the current price, down 1.24%. And it is trying to stay above a minor line of support of 34.48, in my opinion. But we have to remember that if there's a credit scare in the market and everything is dropping because of a credit scare, that could mean that companies in the biotech sector, which don't have that kind of a heavy cash balance, are likely to face a little bit of an impact out there. Now, let us look at RKT, which is what Ian constantly looks at. RKT is down 1.45%. A bear flag formation out here. The probability of breaking down is higher than that of breaking upwards. Next, let us look at currencies. In currencies, I'm looking at Bitcoin, which is failing very badly. I think the next stop for Bitcoin is 101,129.71. It's already down 2.14% today. And if you look at Ethereum, Ethereum is also dropping. I think Ethereum will have a support at 3602.39. That's going to be the next support for Ethereum. And if it fails that, then the subsequent support is 3512. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen out here. And Hot Dog is saying CRISPR announced a 10% dilution. Okay, that will also make it go down. That's the problem with these biotech companies. When the valuation is higher, they take the opportunity for dilution. But I think it's a good thing. That's the best time when I think biotech should take some dilution. And the dilution helps it to have a longer cash runway. So I think CRISPR, is looking very strong in light of that dilution, I would say. Now, next, let us go and look at XRP. XRP is also having that 3 black crows formation. And then there's a bit of a doji candle forming out here, indecision. And I think support will be there at 2.14 for XRP. I'm into XRP, Bitcoin, as well as Ethereum and Solana. And my Bitcoin positions are still profitable, but Solana is negative, Ethereum is negative, and XRP is super negative. I bought it at 4.2 on Canadian, and in Canadian, it's already down $1. So it's hurting me a little bit, but these are all long-term holdings for me. And friends, that brings me to an end of today's session. Unless you have any questions or anything, I think I'm ready to move out. As you can see, only one person is there on the live stream at this point of time. So I think it's time for us to move. Hot Dog, thanks for joining me. And I'll catch up with you again in the next video. Bye for now.